Sandra, after waiting for many, many months, House lawmakers finally got to hear from James Biden, the president's younger brother, testifying behind closed doors this week in what some say was a make or break moment for the Republicans' push to impeach President Biden. Ohio Republican Congressman Jim Jordan is the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. He joins us now. Chairman, it's good to see you. So here's what Jim Biden said in part. Here's what Jim Biden said in part in his opening statement. I have had a 50-year career in a variety of business ventures. Joe Biden has never had any involvement or any direct or indirect financial interest in those activities, none. Your colleague, Congressman Jason Smith, chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, wouldn't come out and say that Jim Biden was lying, but he said he didn't think he was telling the truth. What do you think?
Well, we have concerns about some of the things he said, but mostly what we got from Jim Biden's testimony was his perspective on how what I call the money, the business, the brand, the Biden brand, how it operated. And it's best, I think, what we learned with the deal with this Chinese energy company, where Hunter Biden's been working for months to close the deal. Joe Biden then comes into this lunch at the Four Seasons, does a quick little drop by and quick little comments to the 8 people from China who are part of the CEFC and Hunter Biden and his partners. And then a few weeks later, that deal gets sealed and they get $3 million sent to Hunter Biden. A few months later, Jim Biden comes in. What I found interesting was Jim Biden and Hunter Biden then say to the rest of Hunter Biden's partners, you're no longer part of the deal. This is all Biden's now. And they get the money. And the CEFC, the Chinese, were fine with that. It just shows how this thing operated and how much the influence peddling, how it was done simply because of the name of, the last name of Hunter and Jim Biden. That, to me, was one of the biggest takeaways. The second, of course, was don't get in business with Jim Biden. He had numerous failed business ventures. He has numerous people who he owes hundreds of thousands of dollars to. And then, of course, as I said, the way this thing worked with the money, the business, the brand. Yeah.
So Hunter Biden's coming in next week. Do you expect that you might learn something new from him, or do you expect that he'll take the same path that his uncle did?
Well, I mean, we'll have to see. We got him next week. We got Sally Painter, who was with this Democrat public relations firm who Hunter Biden put in touch with Burisma, and she worked on getting Zolochevsky, the CEO, taken off the wanted list. So we have those two, and then we have Robert Hur the following week. So we're going to continue our investigation. And I always point out that there are 4 facts that are never going to change. Fact number 1, Hunter Biden gets put on the board of Burisma and gets paid $1 million a year. Fact number 2, he wasn't qualified for that position. He said so himself in an ABC News interview. Fact number 3, Mr. Zolochevsky, the CEO of Burisma, asked Hunter Biden, we're under pressure from the prosecutor in Ukraine. Can you help us? He calls his dad. 3 days later, fact number 4, Joe Biden goes to Ukraine, conditions the money, the loan guarantee money, on the firing of the prosecutor and gets the prosecutor fired. The very prosecutor who, by the way, was investigating Burisma, the company Hunter Biden sat on the board of, made $1 million. So those facts are never going to change. That, to me, is the biggest concern.
But some facts that did change, and maybe I can ask you for a real quick answer on this because we're just about out of time. One of the main witnesses who began this whole thing, Alexander Smirnov, went down in a blaze of federal charges that he lied. Jamie Raskin says it's time for Republicans to fold up the, quote, circus tent and go home. What do you say?
He wasn't a main witness. He doesn't change those 4 facts I just talked about. Mr. Raskin, a few months back, said this was a trusted, confidential source that was paid over 14 years by our government, by the FBI. Chris Wray said the same thing when he told us we couldn't see the 1023 form where this confidential source gave information to the FBI that they recorded. We couldn't see it because it would jeopardize the safety of this source. Now they arrest him not once, but twice. So maybe he is lying, but there's some things that seem strange here. And again, remember, in 2016, it was Trump-Russia collusion. In 2020, it was, the laptop's a Russian information operation. We know both of those things were garbage. Yep. Well, here they come again, 3rd presidential election in a row. We'll have to see.
All right. Mr. Chairman, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.